Jurassic World Dominion is a 2022 American science fiction action film directed by Colin Trevorrow, who co-wrote the screenplay with Emily Carmichael. It is the sixth installment in Jurassic Park franchise, concluding the original storyline that began with Jurassic Park, 1993. Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, B.D. Wong, and Omar Sy reprised their roles from the previous films, along with Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, and Sam Neill, who appear together for the first time since the original Jurassic Park. Also joining the cast were DeWanda Wise and Mamadou Athie. The film is set 4 years after the events of Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, with dinosaurs and other extinct prehistoric animals now living alongside humans around the world. It follows Owen Grady and Claire Dearing as they embark on a rescue mission, while Alan Grant, Ellie Sattler, and Ian Malcolm work to expose a conspiracy by the genomics corporation Biosyn. Planning for the film began in 2014, before the release of the first Jurassic World film. Filming took place from February to November 2020 in Canada, England, and Malta. With an estimated budget of up to $465 million, it is the most expensive film ever made. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, filming was suspended for several months and the release was delayed by a year. Jurassic World Dominion premiered in Mexico City on May 23, 2022, and was released in the United States by Universal Pictures on June 10. It received generally negative reviews from critics, although an extended edition, included with the home media release, was met more positively. Like its predecessors, the film was a financial success and grossed $1 billion worldwide, becoming the third highest grossing film of 2022. A standalone sequel, Jurassic World Rebirth, was released on July 2, 2025. Plot: 4 years after the Lockwood Estate incident that followed the volcanic eruption of Isla Nublar B, once extinct dinosaurs freely roam the Earth, breeding exponentially. Amid global efforts to control them, Biosyn Genetics establishes a dinosaur preserve in Italy's Dolomites and conducts genomics research, ostensibly for pharmacological applications. Claire Dearing, Zia Rodriguez, and Franklin Webb investigate illegal dinosaur breeding sites, also gathering proof of cases of animal cruelty. Claire's partner, Owen Grady, helps relocate stray dinosaurs. At their remote cabin in the Sierra Nevada mountains, Claire and Owen secretly raise 14-year-old Maisie Lockwood, Benjamin Lockwood's biogenetic granddaughter, and protect her from groups seeking to exploit her unique genetic makeup. When Blue, the last of the velociraptors Owen raised and trained, arrives at the cabin with an asexually reproduced hatchling, Maisie names it Beta. Increasingly frustrated living in seclusion, Maisie sneaks away to explore. Mercenaries searching for Maisie find and kidnap her and capture Beta. Meanwhile, swarms of giant locusts are devastating U.S. crops. Dr. Ellie Sattler observes that crops grown with Biosyn seeds are left uneaten, raising suspicions that Biosyn created the insects. She takes a locust obtained from West Texas to her former romantic partner, paleontologist Dr. Alan Grant, and reveals she is now divorced from her husband Mark. They determine the locust was genetically engineered with Cretaceous period and contemporary DNA. Franklin, now with the CIA's Dangerous Species Division, discloses to Claire and Owen that the mercenaries are at Malta. Upon arrival there, they infiltrate a dinosaur black market with Owen's former Jurassic World colleague Barry Sembin, who is leading a French intelligence raid. Carnivorous dinosaurs are unleashed during the foray, wreaking havoc. When Claire and Owen learn that Maisie and Beta were transported to the Biosyn facility, sympathetic cargo pilot Kayla Watts agrees to fly them there. Chaotician Dr. Ian Malcolm now works for Biosyn. He sought Ellie's help to expose CEO Dr. Louis Dodgson after communications director Ramsey Cole warned him of Dodgson's illegal activities. Dodgson is exploiting dinosaurs and coerces former InGen geneticist Dr. Henry Wu to modify the transgenic locust to let Biosyn corner the world's food supply. Wu denounces the plan, warning it will cause an ecological collapse as the locusts spread unchecked. Wu meets Maisie and explains that his former colleague, Dr. Charlotte Lockwood, Benjamin Lockwood's deceased daughter, used her own DNA to replicate and give birth to the genetically identical Maisie. Charlotte also altered Maisie's DNA to prevent her from inheriting the fatal disease that would later kill Charlotte by injecting Maisie with a pathogen she engineered. Wu believes that Maisie and Beta's asexual conception and DNA are key to recreate Charlotte's pathogen to halt the locust outbreak. A Quetzalcoatlus attacks Kayla's plane in Biosin's airspace, forcing Owen and Kayla to crash land while Claire is ejected. After separate dinosaur encounters, the three regroup. Inside Biosin, Ian and Ramsey covertly advise Ellie and Alan on where to obtain a locust DNA sample. While searching for the lab, they encounter Maisie. Discovering the breach, Dodgson attempts to incinerate the locusts to destroy evidence. Some locusts escape through an air vent while ablaze, sparking a wildfire around the preserve. Alan, Ellie, and Maisie barely escape the facility before finding Ian. They meet Owen, Claire, and Kayla, with Ramsey later joining them. Dodgson flees with dinosaur embryos via a hyperloop, but becomes trapped after Claire and Ellie reroute the power and is then killed by a trio of Dilophosaurus. As the group works together, Owen, with Alan and Maisie's help, captures Beta. They and Wu escape in a Biosin helicopter amidst a fight between a Giganotosaurus and Isla Nublar's former resident Tyrannosaurus E, the latter assisted by a Therizinosaurus. Ellie and Alan rekindle their romantic relationship before testifying with Ian and Ramsey against Biosin. Owen, Claire, and Maisie return home and reunite Beta and Blue. Wu releases a host locust carrying the pathogen, gradually eradicating the swarms. Dinosaurs and humans adapt to a new coexistence, and the United Nations declares Biosin Valley an international dinosaur sanctuary. Cast. Further information, list of Jurassic Park characters. Chris Pratt as Owen Grady, ornithologist, U.S. Navy veteran, and former Jurassic World employee responsible for training velociraptors. Claire's boyfriend and Maisie's adoptive father. Bryce Dallas Howard as Claire Dearington, former Jurassic World manager and founder of the Dinosaur Protection Group. Owen's girlfriend and Maisie's adoptive mother. Laura Dern as Dr. Ellie Sattler, 11 paleobotanist and consultant who traveled to John Hammond's original Jurassic Park. Jeff Goldblum as Dr. Ian Malcolm, 11 chaos theory mathematician, former consultant for Jurassic Park, and a key figure in the San Diego incident depicted in The Lost World, Jurassic Park, 1997. Sam Neill as Dr. Alan Grant, 11 paleontologist, a consultant who traveled to John Hammond's original Jurassic Park, and a survivor of the Isla Sorna expedition depicted in Jurassic Park 3, 2001. DeWanda Wise as Kayla Watts, 1213, former U.S. Air Force pilot who aids Owen and Claire on their mission. Mamadou Athey as Ramsey Cole, head of communications of Biosin Genetics and Louis Dodgson's delegate. Secretly allied with Ian Malcolm and his friends to bring Dodgson down. 14. Isabella Sermon as Maisie Lockwood, genetic descendant of Sir Benjamin Lockwood's daughter, Charlotte, whom he raised as his granddaughter, under the care of Owen and Claire. 15. A troubled, courageous and resourceful 14-year-old mentored by Owen in understanding animal behavior, she helps dinosaurs who enter human settlements. Sermon also plays the young Charlotte Lockwood, and Elva Trill plays her as an adult. 16. Campbell Scott as Dr. Louis Dodgson, Biosin's multi-billionaire CEO who masterminds the abductions of Maisie and Beta and hires Soyana Santos and Henry Wu to sell dinosaurs to the black markets and breed a swarm of giant hybrid locusts. Scott replaces Cameron Thor from Jurassic Park, 1993. 17. B.D. Wong as Dr. Henry Wu, 18, lead geneticist of the dinosaur cloning programs at Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Maisie's late mother was one of his colleagues. Omar S.Y. as Barry Sembin, 1920, former animal trainer who worked with Owen at Jurassic World and is now a French intelligence agent. Justice Smith as Franklin Webb, former Jurassic World technician and dinosaur rights activist. 21. Daniela Pineda as Dr. Zia Rodriguez, paleoveterinarian and dinosaur rights activist. 21. Scott Hayes also appears as Rain Delacourt, a poacher who captures Maisie and Beta for Biosyn 2223. Deacon Lockman appears as Soyana Santos, a dinosaur smuggler. 2324. Christopher Palaha appears as Wyatt Huntley, a CIA officer working undercover as one of Delacourt's men. 25. Caleb Heron appears as Jeremy Bernie, a CIA analyst. 26. Freya Parker appears as Denise Roberts, a Biosyn employee. Vardasathu appears as Shira, a fish and wildlife officer. 27. And Dimitri Vegas appears as a Maltese mercenary. 28. Outside Xbox's Jane Douglas appears in a cameo role as a Biosyn scientist. 29. Production. Development. During early conversations about Jurassic World, 2015, executive producer Steven Spielberg told director Colin Trevorrow that he was interested in having more films made. 30. In April 2014, Trevorrow announced that sequels to Jurassic World had been discussed. He said that they wanted to create something less arbitrary and episodic, which could potentially arc into a series that would feel like a complete story. 31. Later, when Trevorrow was asked how much planning he had put into a trilogy while he was filming Jurassic World in 2014, he replied that he knew where the story would end. 32. He said that planning the beginning, middle, and end of the trilogy is crucial to a franchise like this if you really want to bring people along with you and make sure they stay interested. It needs to be thought through on that level. It can't be arbitrary. The earlier Jurassic Park movies had pretty clear definitive endings. They were much more episodic. 33. In May 2015, Trevorrow expressed his desire to have other directors work on future films, believing they could bring different qualities to the series. 34. I think this is one of those franchises like Mission Impossible, and like what they're currently doing with Star Wars that is going to really benefit from new voices and new points of view. Down the line, looking at the way that franchises have been working, I'm pretty confident this is the right answer for this one. We need to keep it new and keep it changing and constantly let it evolve. 35. He said that the series would not always be about a dinosaur theme park, and future films could explore the concept of dinosaurs and humans coexisting. 30. Colin Trevorrow returned from previous films as director, co-writer, and executive producer. Jurassic World producer Frank Marshall confirmed plans for a third Jurassic World film later in 2015. 36, and Universal Pictures chair Donna Langley said that Trevorrow and Spielberg had a story idea for the film. 37. Chris Pratt, who played Owen in Jurassic World, was signed for future films in the series. 38. Trevorrow said that the friendship in Jurassic World between Owen and Barry, played by Omar Sy, could continue into the sequels. 31. He also said that Bryce Dallas Howard's character, Claire, would evolve the most during the Jurassic World trilogy. 39. Pre-production. Universal announced in February 2018 that the untitled film, known then as Jurassic World 3, would be released on June 11, 2021. 41. It was also announced that Trevorrow would write the script with Emily Carmichael, based on a story by Trevorrow and writing partner, Derek Connolly, who worked with him on the scripts for the previous Jurassic World films. Like the previous films, Marshall and Patrick Crowley would be producers and Trevorrow and Spielberg would return as executive producers. 42. 43. 40. A month after the announcement, Trevorrow was also confirmed as director. 44. J.A. Bayona had directed the previous installment, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. Trevorrow was inspired by Bayona's work on the film, saying that it made me want to finish what we started. 45. Spielberg had also asked Trevorrow to return as director. 46. 10. Trevorrow had been set to direct Star Wars, Episode 9 before leaving the project in September 2017. Episode 9 was the finale of the Star Wars sequel trilogy, and Trevorrow described it as a practice run for Jurassic World Dominion, also considered a finale film. He used his experience from the Star Wars project and was also joined by several of its crew members. 47 Legendary Entertainment co-financed the two previous films but was not involved with the third, since its 5-year contract with Universal expired in 2018. 48. Writing. A smiling Emily Carmichael at a 2018 event. Emily Carmichael co-wrote the script with Trevor Rao. Trevor Rao met Carmichael in 2015. 49 after seeing a short film of hers. 50 impressed with Carmichael's writing on Pacific Rim Uprising, 2018, and a remake of The Black Hole, he chose her to co-write Jurassic World 3. 50-51 Trevor Rao and Carmichael were writing the script in April 2018. Trevor Rao said that the third film would be a science thriller, describing it as the Jurassic World film which would most closely match the tone of Jurassic Park, 1993. 10 He said about the third film and its predecessors, "I have a dinosaur movie that I've always wanted to see, and it took 2 movies to earn it." 52. Trevor Rao later described the film as a celebration of everything that has existed in the franchise up until now, 53, and compared it to the Jason Bourne and James Bond films. 54. During the development of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom in 2015, Trevor Rao said that that film's storyline could involve dinosaurs becoming open source. A number of entities around the world could create their own dinosaurs for a variety of purposes. 55-56 Scenes and concepts about the integration of dinosaurs into the world were removed from the Fallen Kingdom script to be saved for the third film and to keep the second film's story focused. 57 According to Bayona, there were moments that we thought, this is more like a Jurassic World 3 scene, so we took them out from the script. Some of those scenes we thought were better seen in a world where dinosaurs had spread all over the world. Colin, from time to time, came to me and said, "I want this character to say that line because this is a moment that's referencing something I want to use in Jurassic 3." 52. Trevor Rao did not want to depict dinosaurs terrorizing cities, which he considered unrealistic. 58 He wanted to honor Michael Crichton's novels Jurassic Park, 1990, and The Lost World, 1995, believing that humans and dinosaurs battling it out in the city streets is a different kind of film than what he would have done. 46 Trevor Rao described a world where a dinosaur might run out in front of your car on a foggy back road, or invade your campground looking for food. A world where dinosaur interaction is unlikely but possible, the same way we watch out for bears or sharks. We hunt animals, we traffic them, we herd them, we breed them, we invade their territory and pay the price, but we don't go to war with them. 58. About the film's realism, Trevor Rao said that dinosaurs would not be everywhere all the time. "I think any kind of global acceptance that they are just around doesn't feel real to me because, even now when you think of animals, when was the last time you saw a tiger walking down the street? We know there are tigers. We know they're out there. But to me, it's very important that we keep this grounded in the context of our relationship with wild animals today." 59. For inspiration, he watched episodes of Planet Earth and alien invasion films with a realistic perspective. 60-61 Trevor Rao said that his goal for the Jurassic World trilogy was to have a line from Claire in the first film, "No one is impressed by a dinosaur anymore," disproved in the final film. 59. With input from Carmichael and cast members, the film's storyline evolved from Trevor Rao's initial vision. 46-62 During production of the previous Jurassic World films, Howard kept a list of possible ideas for the final film, including a baby raptor and an underground dinosaur market in Malta. Trevor Rao consulted the list while writing the script with Carmichael. 63 He considered the Malta black market a departure from the dinosaur auction scene in Fallen Kingdom. "I felt that what would really happen is a hive of scum and villainy. I wanted to see that." 64. The writers wanted Dr. Ellie Sattler, a paleobotanist in the Jurassic Park trilogy, to lead the story in Dominion. 65-66 Trevor Rao consulted scientists for story ideas, seeking to depict a global ecological crisis caused by genetic tampering which would be first noticed by a paleobotanist. He learned about insect allies, a DARPA program in which insects spread pesticides to crops, which inspired the film's Locust plot. 67 Trevorrow and Carmichael also consulted with screenwriters Michael Arndt and Krysty Wilson Cairns, as well as David Koepp, who wrote the first two Jurassic Park films. 66 Koepp and Wilson Cairns each spent several weeks performing uncredited work on the script. 68. Trevorrow wanted the film to explore the idea of dinosaurs created by people other than Dr. Henry Wu. 69 57 52 He said that Wu, as the only person who knew how to create a dinosaur, was far-fetched after 30 years of this technology existing in the film's universe. 57 Biosyn, which appears in Crichton's novels but is absent from their film adaptations, debuts in Dominion. Trevorrow also wanted to see the return of Louis Dodgson, a prominent character in the novels who appeared only briefly in the first Jurassic Park film. 1770. Other returning characters from the original trilogy included Dr. Alan Grant and Dr. Ian Malcolm, rejoining Sadler. 71 According to Trevorrow, striking a balance of screen time for the trio and the newer characters was the most difficult aspect of developing the script. 72 With the convergence of storylines for the two character groups undergoing many revisions. 73 Wu, who also appeared in the first film and the Jurassic World films, returned as well. Other characters from the series, including Lex and Tim Murphy and Kelly Curtis, were considered, but Trevorrow felt that the film had enough returning characters. 74-75 Spielberg advised Trevorrow to remember the importance of the film's characters. Don't forget that these are humans. These are real people, scientists, parents going through something spectacular, something fantastic. 76. Casting. In 2017, Laura Dern, who played Sadler in the Jurassic Park trilogy, expressed an interest in reprising her role. 77-78 and was already in discussions by that time with the filmmakers. 79 Trevorrow announced in April 2018 that Pratt and Howard would reprise their roles, along with other actors introduced in Fallen Kingdom. 10 Later that year, Howard said her main desire for the film was to include more characters from the Jurassic Park trilogy 80 including Sadler and Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum. 81-82 Trevorrow also suggested that Sam Neill could reprise his role as Grant. 52-69. In September 2019, Neill, Dern, and Goldblum were confirmed as returning in major roles. 83-11-84 The film marks Neill and Dern's first appearances in the series since Jurassic Park 3, 2001. It is also the trio's first film appearance together since the original Jurassic Park film, although Goldblum briefly reprised his role in Fallen Kingdom. 85-86 Goldblum and Neill had each starred in their own Jurassic Park sequel, but Trevorrow considered Dominion as Dern's film because its plot is partially driven by her character. 72 Trevorrow collaborated with the three actors to ensure that their character portrayals would be consistent with previous films. 87 He said that the film would answer questions about the characters. Who are these people now? What do they make of the new world they're living in, and how do they feel about being part of its history? 86. Trevorrow, Dern, and Neill agreed about having Grant and Sadler reunite romantically. 88 Neill said that he would get into shape for his role by running. 89-90. Mamadou Athie and Awanda Wise were cast in lead roles in October 2019. 91-92 without auditioning. 93-94 Trevorrow was impressed by Athie's performance in The Front Runner, 2018, 93-95 and Wise was cast after Trevorrow saw her in the television series She's Gotta Have It. 96 B.D. Wong would reprise his role as Wu from previous films 18 and Fallen Kingdom. Actors Justice Smith, Daniela Pineda, and Isabella Sermon would also return. 21-15. In early 2020, Jurassic World actors Jake Johnson and Omar Sy were also set to return as their respective characters, Lowry and Barry 19, while Daikon Lockman and Scott Hayes were cast as new characters. 24-22 Campbell Scott was announced in June 2020 as Dodgson. The role, played by Cameron Thor in the original Jurassic Park, was recast for Jurassic World Dominion after Thor's imprisonment for sexual assault. 17 Pratt compared Jurassic World Dominion to Avengers: Endgame, 2019, another film in which he appeared. A number of characters returned to both from previous films. 97 Andy Buckley, Scott Mitchell in Jurassic World, said that he had been signed to reprise his role, but his character was dropped in a rewrite. 98. Filming. On February 19, 2020, a production unit used drones to film aerial scenes at Cathedral Grove on Canada's Vancouver Island. 99 100 Principal photography began in British Columbia on February 24, and the film's title was announced the following day as Jurassic World Dominion. 101 102 Canadian filming ended in early March 2020. 103 104 production moved to England, where a major location was Pinewood Studios, the facility used for Fallen Kingdom. 105 106 filming was also done in Malta. 107. With a budget of $185 to $465 million, 567 Jurassic World Dominion was at its highest point. Clarification needed: the most expensive film ever made. 108 John Schwartzman was its cinematographer, returning to the position after working with Trevorrow on the first Jurassic World film and in the process, becoming the first person to serve as director of photography on 2 Jurassic Park films. 109 Schwartzman had finished filming The Little Things in December 2019, leaving him only 9 weeks to prepare for Jurassic World Dominion. 110 He shot the film with 35mm film, 65mm film, and VistaVision. 75 111 Some night scenes were shot digitally to aid the visual effects team during post-production. 107 For the majority of filming, Trevorrow preferred to avoid using multiple cameras simultaneously. 110 And tried to avoid shooting scenes using standard camera coverage, instead having scenes play out in complete master shots. 112 Second unit filming was directed by Dan Bradley. 113. Jurassic World Dominion was shot under the working title of Arcadia, the name of the ship which transported dinosaurs to the US mainland in the previous film. 114 115. COVID-19 pandemic. Filming went on hiatus in March 2020 as a safety precaution due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and a decision about resuming production was originally expected within several weeks. 116 117 During the delay, the filmmakers saved time by doing post-production work on footage already shot. 118 119 Most of these scenes included dinosaurs, allowing the visual effects team to get started on the creatures. 119. Universal eventually confirmed that filming would resume in July 2020 at Pinewood Studios. The company planned to spend about $5 million on safety protocols, including thousands of COVID-19 tests for each cast and crew member, who would be tested before production resumed and several times during filming. A medical facility would be commissioned to perform the tests, and doctors and nurses would be on site during filming. The cast and crew would receive COVID-19 training, and the Pinewood set would include 150 hand sanitizer stations and 1,800 safety signs to remind them of safety precautions such as social distancing. Walk-through temperature testing stations would be built. All members of the production team would be required to wear masks, except for the actors during filming. 120 The cast received a 109-page document outlining the safety protocols. 121 The 750-person production team was divided into 2 groups, with the larger group consisting of crew members involved in construction, props, and other pre-filming activities. The smaller group consisted of Trevorrow, the cast, and essential crew members. 122. Filming resumed on July 6, 2020. 123 An English hotel was rented by Universal for the remainder of the shoot. 122 Serving as a protective bubble for the cast and crew. 124, 125, 126 both groups quarantined at the hotel for 2 weeks before filming resumed, and afterwards were allowed to roam the hotel without social distancing or mask wearing. The actors and hotel employees were tested 3 times a week. Renting the hotel, combined with the COVID-19 precautions, convinced the cast that it would be safe to resume filming. 122 Trevorrow encouraged the actors to make suggestions regarding their characters. 127, 128 He and the cast formed a close relationship while they lived together for 4 months, allowing them to create the characters in a way that I never would have had the opportunity to do if not for the pandemic protocols. 129 The safety measures cost approximately $9 million, including the hotel. Jurassic World Dominion was one of the first major films to resume production during the pandemic and was an example to other major productions on how to resume. Universal considered the film ideal to resume. It required few real locations outside of the studio sets and had a relatively small cast and few extras. The earlier start of filming in England also made it easier to resume. 122. Neil, Dern, and Goldblum began filming in early August. 130, 131, 132 By that time, 4 crew members in England had tested positive for COVID-19, another 4 tested positive in Malta after arriving there before production. 122, 133 The main crew was scheduled to shoot in Malta with Pratt, Howard, and Neil, although these plans were cancelled after an increase in COVID-19 cases. As a result of the increase, the United Kingdom added Malta to its list of countries from which arrivals must quarantine for 14 days. 134 scenes set in Malta were rewritten by Trevorrow, and sets were reconfigured to continue the filming. 135 The actors were no longer part of the Malta shoot, which was handled by a second unit directed by Bradley. 134 Filming in Malta began at the end of August. 136, 137 and continued into September. 134, 138 After Malta, filming continued at Pinewood Studios. 122, 139 Because of the rescheduling caused by the pandemic, Trevorrow and Johnson struggled to find an ideal time in the actors' schedule for filming. 140, 141 Johnson ultimately had to drop out of the project because of quarantine and travel restrictions which prevented him from reaching the set. 142 Pineda appears early in the film, and was meant to film a later scene as well, but quarantine restrictions interfered. Bardasatu was signed to replace her in the later scene as a different character. 143 Filming was slowed on October 7, 139 after several people tested positive for COVID-19. Although the individuals later tested negative, the film's safety protocols required a 2-week quarantine. 144 During the partial shutdown, the main cast members continued to film secondary scenes before full production resumed later in the month. 139 Shooting ended on November 7, after nearly 100 days. 124 Like the previous films, Spielberg was minimally involved during filming. COVID-19 protocols would have prevented him from visiting the set. 75 Locations and sets. Trevorrow wanted the film to take place in locations not previously featured in the series, including Malta and the Dolomites. Location shooting was preferred to sets, and blue screens were rarely used. 107 Jurassic World Dominion is the first film in the franchise with dinosaurs in a snowy environment. 145 Some scenes, set in the Sierra Nevada, were filmed in British Columbia during a snowy winter. 107 Merritt was among the British Columbia locations. 114, 146, 147 which included its downtown. 148 and a lumber yard. 149, 150 In an early scene, Owen and others ride horses to herd a group of Parasaurolophus. For years, Trevorrow had wanted to introduce such a scene, also filmed in British Columbia. 151. It was influenced by the 1969 film The Valley of Gwangi and 1960s and 1970s Western films set in snowy landscapes. 107. Filming locations included the 007 stage at Pinewood Studios. Filming at Pinewood Studios included the 007 stage, where large sets were assembled. 152. A total of 112 sets were built for the film, including the black market. 107. Another set was the interior of Kayla C-119 cargo plane. 107. And a miniature plane was used for exterior shots. 113. Other filming locations in England included Hawley Common, where part of the previous film was shot. Filming in Hawley Common and Minley Woods was done over 3 nights, with helicopter filming on the final night. 115. 153. These locations were used for a drive-in theater scene with a T-Rex which was cut from the film's theatrical version. 154. Winterfold Forest was used for some scenes set in the Sierra Nevada, including Owen and Claire's cabin. 107. Another scene was shot at a farm near Aylesbury, used as a Texas farm where Ellie Sattler investigates the locust outbreak. 154. Several locations were used for Biosyn headquarters. 155. Including Blavatnik School of Government and Wolfson College, both part of the University of Oxford. A lecture hall at Wolfson was used for a scene introducing Malcolm as he makes a speech. 107. 156. Black Park, adjacent to Pinewood Studios, was used for Biosyn's exterior. 154. 157. Along with 2 British Columbia locations, Cathedral Grove and the town of Squamish. 155. Switzerland's Grande Dixence Dam and its surrounding mountains were digitally scanned during wintertime and recreated in the film as a frozen Biosyn dam. 155. Kayla's crashed plane in the frozen lake was an exterior set at Pinewood. 158. 159. And the distant mountains in the background were added with blue screens. 159. The Dolomites Mountains were also scanned and added into the film. 155. Biosyn's Locust Lab was a set, which Dodgson eventually sets afire. Trevorrow had planned to use special effects for the fire but agreed to burn down the set at the suggestion of special effects supervisor Paul Corbould. 8 or 9 cameras filmed the set as it burned. 160. Filming in Malta included Valletta, its capital. 161. Malta was chosen as a location after the country's film commission presented financial incentives in April 2019 in the hope of attracting the project to the area. 162. Trevorrow also chose it because he wanted to see dinosaurs around old stones, around something that's ancient to us, just to illustrate how much more ancient these things are. 163. Because Pratt and Howard could not travel to Malta, they were filmed with stunt doubles and their faces were added digitally during post-production. 107. 164. Valletta streets were scanned with LiDAR, allowing Pratt and Howard to act against a blue screen of the city. 165. 166. In a Valletta chase sequence, an Atrociraptor pack pursues Claire across rooftops while Owen flees the dinosaurs on motorcycle. 107. Trevorrow's inspiration for this came from a car chase sequence in the 1998 film Ronin. 167. Shooting the Valletta chase was complicated, and required up to 9 cameras filming simultaneously. 107. Trevorrow and Bradley had worked closely to design the sequence. 167. Pratt filmed his part of the chase in a UK blue screen studio, riding a stationary bike on a treadmill. 166. A car crash scene was filmed in the town of Floriana. 138. Malta is portrayed as itself in the film except for Meliha, which depicted part of Grant's dig site in Utah. 107. Creatures on screen. See also, Dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. Jurassic World Dominion features 35 dinosaur species. 168. The film used 18 animatronic dinosaurs of various sizes, 169 more than the previous Jurassic World films. 170 they were created by designer John Nolan. 171 172 partial animatronics and puppetry were also used. 173 like the previous films, Industrial Light and Magic, ILM, worked on CGI versions of the animals. 174 animatronics and puppets were used for close-ups with humans, and CGI was used for certain movements. 175 176 ILM scanned miniature clay maquettes of each dinosaur to create a digital version, which was then given to Nolan's team to create the dinosaurs. 177 178 Paleontologist Jack Horner, a longtime advisor for the series, returned for Dominion. 179 Paleontologist Stephen L. Brissett was also a consultant. 181 Trevorrow wanted to strike a balance between realism and awesome movie scary. 145 Jurassic Park 3 had featured velociraptors with quills along the head, but Dominion, and a 5-minute prologue, introduces feathered dinosaurs to the series. 182 183 184 Within the previous film's storyline, the dinosaurs were created by InGen and partially engineered with frog DNA to explain inaccuracies in their appearance. In Dominion, feathered dinosaurs are introduced with advanced methods by Biosyn. 145 Pyroraptor and Therizinosaurus are among the feathered dinosaurs introduced in the film, as well as a feathered T-Rex in the prologue. 176 185 Nolan and ILM researched to accurately simulate feathers. 177 Trevorrow intended the Therizinosaurus encounter with Claire to be a quiet and still and suspenseful scene, more similar to the original Jurassic Park than the action scenes in the Jurassic World trilogy. 151 186 He noted that Claire never really had even one sequence where it was just her alone with a dinosaur. 186 The film's dinosaur antagonist is a Giganotosaurus, which Trevorrow saved for the trilogy's final installment, setting up a rivalry with a T-Rex from previous films. 187 188 He said about the Giganotosaurus, "I wanted something that felt like the Joker. It just wants to watch the world burn." 14 189 The showdown between the dinosaurs was written by Trevorrow. 190 He filmed it primarily from the human's perspective. 191 Hoping it would make it feel like it was actually happening to you. 87 An animatronic Giganotosaurus was created, which Nolan said was probably the biggest challenge for his team. The dinosaur was expected to take 6 months to build, but his team only had about 4 months to finish it. 192 Trevorrow wanted to reuse an animatronic created for Fallen Kingdom for the T-Rex, but it had deteriorated, common with animatronics. 175 Dimetrodon, a synapsid which existed before the dinosaurs, also appears in the film. Although the creature had appeared in franchise merchandise over the years, Dominion was its film debut. 193 Another new creature is the Atrociraptor, which Trevorrow described as brutish compared to velociraptors. 194 Hybrid dinosaurs had prominent roles in the earlier Jurassic World films, but none appear in Dominion. 195 because Trevorrow felt that the concept had narratively run its course. 196 Among the returning dinosaurs is Dilophosaurus, appearing for the first time since the original Jurassic Park film. Like the first film, no CGI was used to create the Dilophosaurus, the only dinosaur in the film without a digital model. 199 Nolan created animatronic locusts 30 inches, 76 centimeters, in length. 107 ILM Special Effects Supervisor, David Vickery, praised Bradley's second unit work in Malta, calling it very fast, very shaky, very frenetic, a lot of energy, but said also that such a style goes against everything you're trying to do in visual effects. Speaking further about the Malta sequence, he noted that creatures in broad daylight and direct sunlight is a very difficult thing to do. 113 Post-production. After filming ended, Trevorrow worked on post-production in a converted barn behind his UK home. 200 The film's release had been delayed for a year due to the pandemic, allowing Trevorrow time to work on visual effects, sound mixing, and scoring as separate processes, unlike most films. 201 When the visual effects were almost done, he screened the nearly finished film for friends and Jurassic Park fans to obtain feedback and make improvements. Trevorrow said that it was a much more involved process with the audience this time. 202 In total, the film contains 1,450 to 1,500 visual effects shots. 203 204. The film was completed on November 6, 2021. 205 With a runtime of 2 hours and 26 minutes, it is the longest film in the Jurassic Park series. For it was initially 2 hours and 40 minutes, prompting concern from the studio about whether moviegoers would watch such a long film during a pandemic. Trevorrow then worked to shorten the theatrical cut to under 2 + 1 2 hours 175 206 although he expressed interest in releasing a director's cut with the deleted footage. 66. About 14 minutes were removed from the theatrical cut 75 175 including 5 minutes which were released online as a prologue. 207 Other deleted scenes include a fight between an oviraptor and a Lystrosaurus in the black market and a 2-minute confrontation between Ramsey and Dodgson. 175 The home media release includes an extended cut with the deleted scenes restored. Trevorrow preferred the extended version, his original vision of the film. 208 209. Music. Main article, Jurassic World Dominion, soundtrack. The film's music was composed by Michael Giacchino, who scored the previous Jurassic World films. 210 It was recorded at England's Abbey Road Studios over a 10-day period which ended in May 2021. 211 212 213 Like his previous Jurassic World scores, Giacchino incorporated themes from John Williams's earlier Jurassic Park soundtracks. The score, distributed by Backlot Music, was digitally released on June 3, 2022, and physically released 3 weeks later. Marketing. See also, Jurassic World Dominion Prologue. A 5-minute preview of the film was released in June 2021 with IMAX screenings of F9. 169 214 215 Trevorrow had intended for the footage to be the film's first 5 minutes before removing it from the theatrical cut. 214 216 The footage was posted online on November 23, 2021, as a standalone short film and prologue for Jurassic World Dominion. 216 217 It is also included in the film's extended home media release. 218 The prologue, which includes a Cretaceous segment where a Giganotosaurus kills a T-Rex in battle, establishes the main film's rivalry between the cloned dinosaurs. 214 216 187. Universal partnered with Olympians Michaela Schifrin, Nathan Chen, and Shaun White, who appeared in commercials promoting the film and the 2022 Winter Olympics. In the ads, each athlete has a dinosaur encounter in a snowy environment. 219 220 221. The first trailer was released online on February 10, 2022 222 4 months before the film's release and later than those for previous Jurassic World films. 223 It was also broadcast during Super Bowl 56, and received 86 million views on social media websites during the 24 hours after it aired, nearly 3 times the post-Super Bowl traffic of Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. 224 A second trailer was released on April 28. 225 Universal established an in-universe website for the fictional Department of Prehistoric Wildlife, DPW, a month before the film's release. The site showcases video and image sightings of dinosaurs around the world. 226 227 The site's content was created by an 8-person team, including Jack Ewens, who worked on promotional websites for the previous Jurassic World films. 228-229 An exhibit in London's Trafalgar Square several weeks before the film's release included an interactive billboard with the Giganotosaurus, which reacted to people passing by. 230-231 Mattel and the Lego Group sold toys based on the film. 232-233-234 as did Funko. 235 and Bandai's Tamagotchi. 236 An expansion pack tied into the film was released for the video game Jurassic World Evolution 2 shortly after its theatrical premiere. 237 The Smithsonian Institution produced educational products based on the film. 238 Barbasol released limited edition cans of its shaving cream with design work featuring dinosaurs from the film. 239 Jeep, several of whose vehicles appeared in Dominion, aired a dinosaur-themed commercial as a tie-in to the film. 241 other promotional partners included CKE Restaurants 242 and 10,000 Villages. 243 All in all, Universal spent $145 million marketing the film. 244 Release. Theaters. Jurassic World Dominion premiered in Mexico City on May 23, 2022 245 and began its theatrical rollout on June 1 in Mexico and South Korea. 246-247 In the United States, Dominion was released theatrically by Universal Pictures on June 10. Its scheduled release on June 11, 2021, was delayed by the pandemic. 248 Home Media. The film was released for digital purchase and rental on July 14, 2022 249-250 and was released on 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and DVD on August 16. 251-252 Its home video release includes an extended version of Jurassic World Dominion with the 14 minutes of cut footage restored, bringing the total runtime to 160 minutes. 253-254 In the United States, the theatrical and extended versions debuted on Universal's Peacock website on September 2, 2022 255-256 as part of an 18-month deal for Universal's live-action films, in which the film will move to Amazon Prime Video for 10 months before returning to Peacock for a final 4 months. 257-258 After the 18-month deal, it will air on Starz as part of Universal's post-pay one licensing agreement with the network. 259 In Europe, the movie made its television premiere over the course of December 2022 and January 2023 through Sky in the UK, Italy, and Germany, Canal Plus in France and Movistar Plus in Spain. 260 The movie also became available for streaming on Sky Showtime in Portugal on January 22, 2023 261 and was a launch title for the service in Central and Eastern Europe on February 14, 2023. The movie was released on Netflix on January 1, 2023, in Australia. 262 Reception. Box office. Jurassic World Dominion grossed $376.9 million in the United States and Canada, and $626.8 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of $1.004 billion, making it the third highest grossing film of 2022. 263 It was the 50th film to pass the billion-dollar mark, and was the fourth Jurassic film and the third film released during the COVID-19 pandemic to achieve this feat, after Spider-Man, No Way Home and Top Gun: Maverick. 264 265 266 Deadline Hollywood calculated the film's net profit as $229.7 million, accounting for production budgets, marketing, talent participations, and other costs. Box office grosses and home media revenues placed it sixth on their list of 2022's most valuable blockbusters. 244. Forbes calculated the net profit for Universal to be $34.6 million. 7. In the US and Canada, the film was expected to gross about $125 million from 4,676 theaters in its opening weekend. 267 after making $59.55 million on its first day, including $18 million from Thursday night previews, just below the first Jurassic World's $18.5 million and above Fallen Kingdom's $15.3 million. Weekend estimates were raised to $142 million. Its debut earnings were $145.1 million, topping the box office. It was the best opening weekend for a non-superhero film during the pandemic, with Deadline Hollywood calling its performance amazing given its unfavorable critical reception and mediocre audience exit scores. 268. This was the fourth highest opening weekend for a Universal film, behind its two predecessors and Furious 7, 2015. 269. When it opened, it had the third highest number of screens of any film, behind The Lion King, 2019, and Top Gun: Maverick. 270. The film earned $59.2 million in its second weekend, a drop of 59%, topping newcomer Lightyear to remain in first place. 271. In its third weekend, it earned $26.7 million and fell to third place behind newcomer Elvis and Top Gun: Maverick. 272. It ended its box office run as the fifth highest grossing film of 2022 in this region. 273. Outside the US and Canada, the film earned $55.7 million in 15 early offshore markets, 274 and $178 million in 72 markets during its second weekend. 275. It added $76.1 million during its third weekend, topping the box office in countries experiencing heat waves such as the UK, France, and Germany, 276 and another $43 million in its fourth. 277. By the film's fifth weekend, it was the fourth Hollywood film since the start of the pandemic to pass the $800 million mark. 278. Worldwide IMAX earnings totaled $53.5 million by October 2, 2022, with the top markets China, $157.6 million, Japan, $46 million, Mexico, $43 million, the United Kingdom, $42.9 million, and France, $29.5 million. Critical response. On the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 29% of 405 critics' reviews are positive, with an average rating of 4.80/10. The website's consensus reads, Jurassic World Dominion might be a bit of an improvement over its immediate predecessors in some respects, but this franchise has lumbered a long way down from its classic start. 279. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film a score of 38 out of 100, based on 59 critics, indicating generally unfavorable reviews. 280. It is the lowest rated film of the series on both websites. 281. 282 audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of A on an A+ to F scale, while Post-Track reported that filmgoers gave it a 73% overall positive score, with 57% saying that they would definitely recommend it. 268. Michael Phillips of the Chicago Tribune gave the film 2 out of 4 stars, describing Dominion as the franchise's weakest entry, criticizing its dialogue and calling Owen and Claire thinly conceived. 283. For Rolling Stone, David Fear wrote that compared to the original Jurassic Park, Dominion feels like a contractual obligation at best, and a DOA attempt to wring one last drop out of an already depleted brand at worst. 284. According to a Variety review, of the 3 Jurassic World movies, Dominion is the least silly and most entertaining. But that's not saying much. This stopped to ask if they should. Cycle's human characters were never especially interesting, and why should we trust Trevorrow to suddenly make them so? 285. The Jewish Chronicle critic Linda Marek gave the film 2 out of 5 stars and wrote, overall, and bar a few good performances, Dominion fails on almost all accounts by delivering a story that is too preposterous even for a franchise that has demanded that we suspend disbelief for the last 3 decades. 286. Mark Feeney of the Boston Globe wrote, the movie has its moments, and the CGI really is fabulous, but this go-round feels fairly tired. It's also too long, and much of it is paced in a somewhat leisurely fashion. 287. For Tribune News Service, Katie Walsh praised the performances of newcomers DeWanda Wise and Mamadou Athie and called the motorcycle chase scene the film's best, and most innovative, set piece, but called Dominion not exactly satisfying, lacking in true suspense, tension, and the kind of thrilling spectacle that Spielberg so effortlessly mastered in the first Jurassic Park, a cinematic high that we'll be chasing forever. 288. Reactions to Grant, Malcolm, and Sattler's returns were particularly polarized. Bill Jebari of Vulture wrote, while it's certainly nice to see Dern, Neal, and Goldblum play these people again, it'd be nicer if the script gave them well-written dialogue or placed them in interesting situations. 289. Maggie Botchula of Collider praised their acting but was also critical of the writing. She stated that the trio feel like aimless last-minute additions, like their presence only serves to remind audiences of how good things used to be. 290. Ian Freer of Empire praised their return, stating that it provides a sharp contrast to Owen and Claire, the relatively colorless heroes of the later trilogy. 291. Mashable's Christy Pico felt that the trio were given little to do in the film. 292. According to Johnny Oleksinsky of the New York Post, you'd think it would be nostalgic to see Dern, Neal, and Jeff Goldblum together again, but they all act like old fogies, and they're written to sound like morons. 293. Zoe Jordan of Screen Rant opined that the film undermines the unique characteristics that define the trio. 294. David Crow, writing for Den of Geek, praised the romantic reunion between Grant and Sattler. 295. Several reviewers were also critical of the locust subplot. Chase Hutchinson of Collider wrote, if you were expecting a story that actually grappled with what the impact of the dinosaurs would be on the world, then you are in for a big letdown. 296. John Squires of Bloody Disgusting stated that Dominion makes the bizarre decision to skirt around the issue presented in the final moments of Fallen Kingdom, instead jumping 4 years and picking up in a world where dinosaurs are a little more than a minor nuisance to humans. 297. In contrast, Kimberly Terasaki of the Mary Sue stated that the biggest threat to the world has never been the dinosaurs, but the technology and corporations that created them. 298. Explaining his decision to feature the locusts, Trevorrow said that he wanted to make a film about genetic power and its consequences. 299. The extended edition was met with slightly more positive reviews. Samantha Coley of Collider praised it for adding story depth and fixing some clunky editing issues. 300. John Orchiola of Screen Rant praised the extended edition for restoring the prologue sequence and more character moments. 301. Mike Reyes of Cinema Blend said the extra 14 minutes improved the film by adding more context to certain scenes. 302. Jesse Hassanger of Polygon recommended the extended edition but stated that the additional scenes play to the movie's strengths and weaknesses, which is to say the dinosaur stuff is fun, and the human stuff is a bit half-assed. 303. About the negative critical reception, Goldblum said, I had such a good time on it. I enjoyed working on it and enjoyed trying to make it good. I think it sold a bunch of tickets. But, you know, laughs, everybody's got an opinion about it. It's tough to make a good movie. Christopher Michael Pratt, born June 21, 1979, is an American actor and film producer. His films as a leading actor have grossed over $14.1 billion worldwide, making him one of the highest-grossing film stars of all time. Pratt was one of the world's highest-paid actors annually from 2015 to 2017. Through starring in blockbuster franchises and big-budget films, he has established himself as one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. Born in the city of Virginia, Minnesota, Pratt began his film career with minor roles before securing a starring role in the drama series Everwood, 2002 to 2006. He had his breakthrough role as Andy Dwyer in the NBC sitcom Parks and Recreation, 2009 to 2015. Pratt received global recognition and established himself as a leading actor by portraying Star-Lord in the Guardians of the Galaxy film franchise, appearing in a series of superhero films spanning from Guardians of the Galaxy, 2014, to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, 2023. He also reprises the role in other Marvel Cinematic Universe films, such as Avengers, Infinity War, 2018, Avengers, Endgame, 2019, and Thor, Love and Thunder, 2022. Pratt achieved further critical and commercial success by portraying Owen Grady in the Jurassic World franchise, 2015 to 2022, which consists of 3 films that have collectively grossed over $3.9 billion worldwide. His other starring roles include the Western action film The Magnificent Seven, 2016, the science fiction film Passengers, 2016, the military science fiction action film The Tomorrow War, 2021, and the science fiction adventure film The Electric State, 2025. Pratt has also voiced characters in animated films like the Lego Movie franchise, 2014 to 2019, Onward, 2020, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, 2023, and the Garfield Movie, 2024. Pratt was named by Time as one of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2015, and appeared in Forbes Celebrity 100 in 2016. Often regarded as a sex symbol, he received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2017. Divorced from actress Anna Faris, Pratt has been married to author Katherine Schwarzenegger since 2019. He has 4 children, 1 with Faris and 3 with Schwarzenegger. Since February 2020, Pratt has owned the production company Indivisible Productions. Its first project, The Terminal List, helped him become one of the highest paid television actors, earning $1.4 million per episode. Early life and education. Exterior of Lake Stevens High School. Lake Stevens High School, pictured in 2020, which Pratt attended. Christopher Michael Pratt I was born in the city of Virginia, Minnesota, on June 21, 1979. 3 for his mother, Kathleen Louise Caffey, née Indel, worked at a Safeway supermarket, while his father, Daniel Clifton Pratt, held various jobs, including mining and home remodeling. 5, 6, 7 He has 2 older siblings, a sister, Angie, and a brother, Daniel Cully Pratt. 8, 9 Pratt has cited his brother Cully as one of his biggest influences and credits him as the reason he started acting. 10 When Pratt was 2 or 3 years old, his father uprooted the family to Anchorage, Alaska, where they lived for the next few years. 6, 11, 12 Concerned that raising children in Alaska was too dangerous due to the presence of bears, the family entered a period of instability, relocating between 20 homes across the United States in search of job opportunities. 13. When Pratt was 6 or 7 years old, the family eventually settled in the Seattle suburb of Lake Stevens, Washington. 13, 14 In an interview with the Huffington Post, Pratt recalled a family vacation on a cruise where he and his brother entered a dance competition, earning him a 3rd-place prize. 15, 16 As a child, he frequently danced to hip-hop music, the dance drama film Saturday Night Fever, 1977, and Michael Jackson. 15 Pratt was a frequent reader of comic books, having once won $300 in a bingo tournament and spending it all on comics. 17, 18 He once shared with the Los Angeles Times that his home featured a lot of art, saying, I would try to copy these exceptional artists who could just draw male and female figures, and recalled that the walls were covered in comic book style murals. 19 As a teenager, Pratt showed an interest in music, listening to pop musicians like the Beatles and rappers like Tupac Shakur and Mos Def. He has cited Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash as his biggest musical influences. 20 Around this time he began playing the guitar. 21. Pratt finished 5th in a state wrestling tournament during high school and competed in shot put on the track and field team. 5:22:23 Reflecting on that time, he recalled telling his wrestling coach, "I don't know what I want to do, but I know I'll be famous and I'll make a shit ton of money." 24 He added, "I had no idea how. I'd done nothing proactive." 25 He graduated from Lake Stevens High School in 1997. 26 Pratt dropped out of community college midway through his first semester and took on various jobs, including selling discount tickets and briefly working as a daytime stripper. 27 He eventually found himself homeless in Maui, Hawaii, living out of a van and a tent on the beach. 28-29 Retrospectively, he told The Independent, "It's a pretty awesome place to be homeless. We just drank and smoked weed and worked minimal hours, just enough to cover gas, food, and fishing supplies." 30 While in Maui, he also worked with the Christian missionary group Jews for Jesus. 31. Career 2000 to 2013, early roles and breakthrough. Pratt smiling behind a microphone. Pratt at the 2013 San Diego Comic-Con International. At 19 years old, while working as a waiter at the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company in Maui, Pratt was discovered by actress and director Rae Dawn Chong. Impressed by his charisma, she cast him in her directorial debut, a short horror film titled Cursed Part 3, 2000, in which he played Devon. 32-33-34 According to Chong, Pratt arrived on set early and completely prepared, and his performance blew everyone away. 35 Pratt credits Cursed Part 3 with teaching him the fundamentals of acting, stating that he has no regrets about getting his start in the film. 36-37 Pratt's first regular television role was as Harold Brighton Bright Abbott in the series Everwood, 2002 to 2006. 38-39 in the fourth season of the teen drama television series The O.C. 2006 to 2007, Pratt portrayed the activist Winchester Che Cook. 40-41. Pratt then portrayed Barry Wesley's, James McAvoy, co-worker and unfaithful best friend in the action thriller film Wanted, 2008, and played Bobby in the comedy Wieners, 2008. 42-43 He played the fiancé of Emma, Anne Hathaway, in the romantic comedy Bride Wars, 2009, 39-44 The officer Roman Duda in the horror comedy Jennifer's Body, 2009, 45-46 and the leading man role of Lester Watts in the romantic comedy Deep in the Valley, 2009. 47-48 The latter marked his first leading role in a comedy film. 49 In 2009, Pratt began portraying Andy Dwyer on the NBC comedy series Parks and Recreation, a role he played until 2015. 50-51 The role was initially intended as temporary, but Pratt's performance impressed the producers so much that they made him a series regular. 52-53 The role ultimately became his breakthrough. 3. Pratt played Oakland Athletics first baseman and catcher Scott Hatteberg in the biographical sports drama film Moneyball, 2011. 54-55 Initially, he was told he was too overweight for the role, which he credited to the cooking of his then-girlfriend, actress Anna Faris. 56-57 Determined to land the part, Pratt committed to a strict workout routine while keeping tabs on the casting process, eventually shedding 30 pounds, 14 kilograms, within 3 months. 58 Once he felt physically ready, he sent a photo to the casting director and secured the role. 5 In Moneyball, he took on a dramatic role as a downcast baseball player and devoted father, grappling with the fear that his career was over while facing the challenging transition to a new defensive position. 559 he regained the weight he had previously lost for his role in the high school reunion comedy 10 Years, 2011, then shed it once more to portray a Navy SEAL in Zero Dark 30, 2012. 5. In 2012, Pratt starred in Nicholas Stoller's romantic comedy The 5-Year Engagement. 60 The film received mixed reviews. 61 Critic David Adelstein from Vulture stated that he had enough sweetness to compensate for his character's adolescent japs. 62 He later played the minor roles of Brett and Paul in the 2013 films Delivery Man and Her, respectively. 63-64 2014 to 2018, worldwide recognition and blockbuster films. Pratt sternly looking to his right. Pratt at the 2016 San Diego Comic-Con International. After previously being known primarily for supporting roles, in 2014, Pratt took on leading roles in 2 major studio films. 5 In June 2012, he was cast as Emmett Brokowski in the animated adventure comedy The Lego Movie, 2014. He portrayed a construction worker who must stop a tyrannical businessman from gluing the Lego universe into his own rigid vision of perfection. 65 66 67 The film was both a critical and commercial success, receiving predominantly positive reviews on Rotten Tomatoes and earning $470.7 million at the global box office. 68 69 His other major role in 2014 was portraying Peter Quill, also known as Star-Lord, a spacefaring mercenary who was abducted from Earth as a child and raised by a group of alien thieves and smugglers called the Ravagers in Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy. 70 71 72 Pratt initially declined the role of Star-Lord, expressing concern about experiencing another Captain Kirk or Avatar moment, referencing previous humbling audition experiences for those roles. 573 However, casting director Sarah Finn recommended him to director James Gunn, who had been struggling to cast the part and initially dismissed the idea. Finn arranged a meeting between the two, during which Gunn became convinced that Pratt was the ideal choice for the role. 74-75 Guardians of the Galaxy ranked as the 3rd highest grossing film of 2014, with a total revenue of $773.3 million. 76-77 The role was included in a multi-film contract that Pratt signed with Marvel Studios. 78 Bruce Dionis of The New Yorker liked his charisma and his love for 70s music, which is so full of goodwill that he buoys the film. 79 In November 2013, Pratt, an enthusiastic fan of Jurassic Park, 1993, which he has described as my Star Wars, was cast as Owen Grady in the science fiction film Jurassic World, 2015, the 4th installment of the Jurassic Park film franchise. 80-81 In preparation for the role, Pratt engaged in various workouts: P90X, running, swimming, boxing, and kickboxing, and increased his caloric intake to 4,000 calories daily. 82 Jurassic World was a commercial success, grossing $1.67 billion worldwide, making it the 3rd highest grossing film of all time upon release and the 2nd highest grossing film of 2015. 83-84-85 Alongside Denzel Washington, Pratt starred as Josh Faraday, a gambler and cowboy, in the action film The Magnificent Seven, 2016, a remake of the 1960 Western of the same name. 86-87 He later appeared in Passengers, 2016, a science fiction film released in December, co-starring Jennifer Lawrence. 88 He portrayed Jim Preston, a mechanic seeking to leave a world that no longer appears to value traditional, hands-on labor. 89 Passengers was a commercial success, grossing $304 million worldwide. 90 Pratt looking to his right while smiling. Pratt at the 2018 San Diego Comic-Con International. Pratt reprised his role as Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, 2017. 91 It became the 8th highest grossing film of 2017, having grossed $869 million on a $200 million budget. 92-93 he reprised his role again as Star-Lord as part of the ensemble cast in the Russo brothers' Avengers, Infinity War, 2018. 94-95 Pratt described his role in the film as a guest star appearance and said, "You get to be a little more vibrant, a little more irreverent, a little bit more colorful if you want it to be." 96 Several social media users referred to Star-Lord as the character responsible for sabotaging events in Infinity War. Pratt himself acknowledged the criticism, admitting as much in response to the widespread sentiment. 97, 98, 99 It grossed $2.052 billion, making it the highest-grossing film of 2018 and the fifth highest-grossing film of all time from release until it was surpassed in January 2023 by Avatar: The Way of Water, 2022. 101 He then reprised his role as Owen Grady in J.A. Bayona's Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, 2018. 102 One of the most expensive films ever made, it became the third highest grossing film of 2018, grossing $1.31 billion on a budget of $432 million, but received generally negative reception. 103. 2019, present, continued success and versatility. Pratt reprised his role as Emmett Burkowski in the Lego Movie 2, the second part, 2019, the sequel to the Lego Movie, 2014. 104-105 The film received generally positive reviews from critics, although the Rotten Tomatoes consensus noted that it isn't quite as much fun as its predecessor. 106 Despite the somewhat favorable critical reception, it underperformed at the box office. 107-108 In the Western The Kid, 2019, Pratt plays Grant Cutler, the villainous uncle of protagonist Rio Cutler. 109 Pratt subsequently reprised his role as Star-Lord in Avengers: Endgame, 2019, although he was not featured as part of the main ensemble cast. 72 Endgame was the highest-grossing film of all time until it was surpassed by Avatar, 2009, due to its 2021 re-release in China. 110-111 In February 2020, Pratt established his own production company, Indivisible Productions. 112 Its first project, The Terminal List, which stars Pratt and lists him as an executive producer, premiered on Amazon Prime Video in July 2022. 113-114 In March 2020, Pratt voiced one of the lead characters in the Disney and Pixar animated film Onward, alongside his Avengers co-star Tom Holland. 115-116 Pratt and Parks and Recreation announced the upcoming release of a new album based on Pratt's character Andy Dwyer in May 2021. 117 In June that same year, they officially released a pair of singles, The Pit and Two Birds Holding Hands, before releasing the album Mouse Rat, the Awesome Album in August. 118-119 In The Tomorrow War, 2021, Pratt played the lead role of Dan Forrester, a science teacher who travels into the future to help humanity fight against an alien invasion. 120 The film received generally mixed reviews from critics. 121 As did Pratt's performance in the film. 122, 123, 124 He reprised his role as Owen Grady in Jurassic World Dominion, 2022, which became the third highest grossing film of the year, making just over $1 billion. 125, 126 That same year, Pratt played Star-Lord in Thor: Love and Thunder, 2022, in a non-starring role. 127. Pratt voiced the main character Mario in the Super Mario Bros. Movie, 2023. 128 Having grossed over $1.36 billion, it became the highest-grossing film based on a video game of all time and the second highest-grossing film of 2023. 129, 130, 131 He reprised the lead role of Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, 2023, which grossed $845.6 million worldwide, becoming the fourth highest grossing film of 2023. 133 Pratt voiced the titular cat in the animated comedy film The Garfield Movie, 2024, his only role of the year. 134 Despite unfavorable critical response. 135 136 137 The film performed well at the box office. 138 In 2025, he starred in The Electric State alongside Millie Bobby Brown. 139 Made on a budget of $320 million, it is one of the most expensive films ever produced and Netflix's most expensive film of all time. 141 However, it was panned by critics. 142 Some thought that the budget was wasted. 144 While others were disappointed by the performances of the actors and direction of the Russo brothers. 146 Pratt will reprise the voice of Mario in the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which is scheduled for release in 2026. 147. Acting style and public image. Pratt to the left next to actress Elizabeth Banks on the right, both sitting down. Pratt and co-star Elizabeth Banks promoting the Lego Movie 2, the second part, 2019. Called one of Hollywood's biggest stars in 2018 by CNBC 27, Pratt is best known for his roles in action films 148-149, though he is also well known for his roles in comedies 150 and dramas. 151 An A-list actor. 152-153 He has become one of the world's most bankable stars. 154-155 Through playing in big-budget, commercially successful films, often portraying charming and adventurous characters. 156-157 Having grown up with a strong appreciation for music. 18 Pratt often uses it as a tool to help him get into character. 47 He also uses physical transformations, like gaining or losing significant weight and working out intensely, to match the character's needs. 158, 159, 160. Some critics have taken issue with him for repeatedly playing similar characters across multiple films. 161, 162, 163 One such critic, Paste writer Brianna Ziegler, thought that, in a 2023 review, Pratt lacks versatility, the skill to transition from comedy to drama, and any modicum of gravitas. 164 In 2017, Amy Nicholson of Slate dubbed him America's new sweetheart, criticizing his safe screen presence that lacked the depth and complexity necessary for his cinematic roles. 165 Other critics have thought otherwise. Screen Rant's Ben Gibbons praised Pratt for demonstrating his acting range across a variety of roles, from action heroes to lovable goofballs, noting that he consistently stands out and resonates with audiences. 166 The Guardian critic Alex Godfrey thought that with his mixture of brawn and earthy charm, Pratt is increasingly coming to resemble a more contemporary Hollywood star, Harrison Ford. 167. Since around the time he began portraying Star-Lord, Pratt has often been labeled as a sex symbol by the media. 168, 169, 170 People magazine placed him at number 2 on its list of the sexiest men alive in 2014. 171, 172 In 2017, Variety's Janelle Riley described Pratt as one of the nicest guys in the business, a reputation the actor attributes to having good parents that raised me right. 173 However, some members of the public began referring to him as the worst Chris around 2020, a label that emerged online as he was deemed the least likable among the group of Hollywood actors commonly known as the Hollywood Chris's: Evans, Hemsworth, Pine, and himself. 174, 175 Pratt himself linked the backlash to his Generation Award acceptance speech at the 2018 MTV Movie and TV Awards, in which he stated, "God is real. God loves you. God wants the best for you. 175 TV guide writer Caitlin Thomas described his public persona as a combination of his on-screen charisma and a degree of candor, which at times can be seen as controversial or problematic. 176. In 2015, Pratt appeared in the Time 100, a compilation of the 100 most influential people in the world, as selected annually by Time magazine. 177. 178. That same year, Forbes ranked him as the 33rd highest paid actor globally, with earnings of $13 million. 179. In 2016, he appeared in the Celebrity 100 list, a compilation of the 100 most powerful public figures in the world, as selected annually by Forbes. 180. Also in 2016, the magazine again listed him as the 16th highest paid actor in the world, with earnings of $26 million. 181. In 2017, Pratt was ranked the 19th highest paid actor, with earnings of $17 million. 182. According to the numbers, as of April 2025, his films as a leading actor have grossed over $14.1 billion worldwide, making him the 5th highest grossing box office film star and 3rd highest grossing male actor of all time. 183. Including all roles, leading performances, cameos, and voice acting, his films have grossed a total of $15.8 billion worldwide. 183. Personal life. Chris Pratt in a dark gray suit standing next to Anna Faris, who is wearing a black dress. Pratt and his then-wife Anna Faris at the 2011 Toronto International Film Festival. In February 2007, while filming Take Me Home Tonight, 2011, Pratt met actress Anna Faris, who portrayed his love interest in the film. 184. 185. The couple became engaged in late 2008 and married on July 9, 2009, in Bali, Indonesia, choosing to elope spontaneously following a friend's wedding. 186. Pratt and Faris resided in the Hollywood Hills area of Los Angeles. 187. Faris gave birth to their son in 2012, who was born 9 weeks premature, weighing just 3 pounds 12 ounces, 1.7 kilograms. 188. 189. Pratt later shared that the experience had a profound impact on his faith, stating that he and Faris prayed a lot during the uncertain early days of their son's life. 190. 191. Pratt and Faris announced their separation in August 2017. 192. 193. He filed for divorce on December 1, 2017, citing irreconcilable differences and requesting joint custody of their son. 194. The divorce was finalized on October 31, 2018. 184. Pratt began dating author Katherine Schwarzenegger in June 2018, after being introduced by her mother, Maria Shriver. 195. 196. On January 14, 2019, Pratt announced their engagement. 197. 198. And the couple married on June 8, 2019, in Montecito, California. 198. 199. They spent their honeymoon on the island of Lanai, Hawaii, staying at a luxury resort. 200. The couple has 3 children. Their first daughter was born in 2020, followed by their second daughter born in 2022, and a son in 2024. 201. 202. Through his marriage to Schwarzenegger, Pratt became part of the extended Kennedy family. 203. 204. In 2023, Pratt and Schwarzenegger acquired the Elwood Zimmerman House, an architecturally significant property located in Brentwood, California. The original structure was later demolished to make way for the construction of a larger residence. 205. Pratt was raised in the Lutheran faith and later worked with the organization Jews for Jesus. 206. 207. Before identifying as a non-denominational Christian. 208. He attends Zoe Church in Los Angeles, which came under public scrutiny after actor Elliot Page criticized it for allegedly being anti-LGBTQ, citing the church's connection to a pastor formerly affiliated with Hillsong Church. 209-210 In response to the accusation, Pratt stated, "It has recently been suggested that I belong to a church which hates a certain group of people and is infamously anti-LGBTQ. Nothing could be further from the truth. I go to a church that opens their doors to absolutely everyone." 211. Brian Houston, the founder of Hillsong Church, later clarified that Pratt had never been a member of their congregation. 212. Director James Gunn, known for Guardians of the Galaxy, 2014, also publicly defended Pratt, affirming that he was familiar with the church Pratt currently attends and criticizing those calling for the actor to be recast as Star-Lord. 213-214. In 2017, Pratt stated that he does not align himself with either side of the political spectrum and expressed a desire to promote unity through finding common ground. 215. In 2020, he and his wife, Catherine, became global ambassadors for the Special Olympics. 216. In 2024, Pratt wrote an op-ed on Maria Shriver's website, Sunday Paper, regarding the 2024 United States presidential election. In it, he emphasized unity over political allegiance and avoided endorsing either Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. 217. Philanthropy. In 2015, Pratt and Ferris donated $1 million to a charity that provided eyeglasses to underprivileged children. The donation was allegedly inspired by Pratt's son, who was born premature and visually impaired. They also donated to the neonatal intensive care unit of the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles and supported March of Dimes, which works to end premature births, birth defects, and infant mortality. 218. That year, he and Chris Evans visited patients in the Seattle Children's Hospital after the two made a bet that eventually raised donations for the hospital as well as Christopher's Haven. 219. In December 2016, Pratt donated $500,000 to a teen center in his hometown of Lake Stevens, which was named in memory of his father. 220-221. In February 2021, Pratt donated $20,000 to fight hunger in South Carolina. The donation was part of a fundraiser by Pratt and an organization to raise $650,000 to fight food insecurity amidst the COVID-19 pandemic in the United States. Pratt also helped create the charity Feed Thy Neighbor, to which he donated $100,000. 222-223. Also in February 2021, he donated $10,000 to the Edmonds Food Bank as part of his organization and donated to the Edmonds Chamber of Commerce and Edmonds Waterfront Center in Washington State. 224. Acting credits and awards. Main article, list of roles and awards of Chris Pratt. According to review aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes, Pratt's most acclaimed films include Moneyball, 2011, Zero Dark 30, 2012, Her, 2013, The Lego Movie, 2014, Guardians of the Galaxy, 2014, Onward, 2020, Alaskan Nets, 2021, and the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, 2022. 225. His accolades include a Saturn Award, an MTV Movie Award, and an MTV Movie and TV Award. Laura Elizabeth Dern, born February 10, 1967, is an American actress. She is the recipient of numerous accolades, including an Academy Award, a Primetime Emmy Award, a BAFTA Award, a Screen Actors Guild Award, and 5 Golden Globe Awards. Born to actors Bruce Dern and Diane Ladd, Dern embarked on an acting career in the 1980s, and rose to prominence for her performances in Mask, 1985, and in David Lynch's films Blue Velvet, 1986, and Wild at Heart, 1990. She received a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Actress for her role of the titular orphan in the drama film Rambling Rose, 1991, and her first Golden Globe for her performance in the television film Afterburn, 1992. She achieved international recognition for her role as Ellie Sattler in Steven Spielberg's adventure film Jurassic Park, 1993, a role she later reprised in the sequels, Jurassic Park 3, 2001, and Jurassic World Dominion, 2022. After winning 2 Golden Globes for her performances as Catherine Harris in the television film Recount, 2008, and Amy Jellicoe in the comedy series Enlightened, 2011 to 2013, Dern garnered her second Academy Award nomination for her performance as the mother of Cheryl Strayed in the biopic Wild, 2014. She portrayed Renata Klein in the drama series Big Little Lies, winning a Primetime Emmy Award and a Golden Globe Award, and reunited with Lynch for Inland Empire and Twin Peaks: The Return. She had supporting roles in the films Star Wars: The Last Jedi, 2017, Little Women, 2019, and Marriage Story, 2019. Her performance as a divorce lawyer in Marriage Story won her an Academy Award and her 5th Golden Globe Award as Best Supporting Actress. Early life. Laura Elizabeth Dern was born on February 10, 1967, in Los Angeles, California. 1234, the daughter of actors Diane Ladd and Bruce Dern, and great-granddaughter of former Utah Governor and Secretary of War George Dern. Laura was conceived while her parents were filming The Wild Angels. Poet, writer, and librarian of Congress Archibald MacLeish was her great-great-uncle. After her parents divorced when she was 2 years old, Dern was largely brought up by her mother and maternal grandmother, Mary, who had Norwegian ancestry, from Oslo. 5. She was raised Catholic. 5. Her godmother was actress Shelley Winters. 6. She developed scoliosis as a child. 7. Her first film foray was an appearance as an extra in White Lightning, 1973, a film in which her mother starred. 8. Her official film debut was an appearance opposite her mother in Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, 1974. 9. In 1982, Dern, aged just 15, served as Miss Golden Globe. 10. In the same year, she portrayed a rebellious rock band member in the cult film Ladies and Gentlemen, The Fabulous Stains. 11. At 16-12, after doubling on her classes to graduate high school a semester early. 13. She sought and attained emancipation. 14. Which allowed her to work the same